hard to go to the bathroom, you'll push a lot, and when you push, your face will get really red. And there are acupuncture points for that, so acupuncture can also be done. The types, I'm going to read you a list of the types of foods that help heat. Okay, so bananas, mushrooms, spinach, strawberries, bamboo, crab, eggs, lemon, mango, peas, melon, cucumber. Remember, chew these things up. Beans, peppermint, apple, avocado, sweet potato, pear, and seaweed. So those are some things you can eat yourself to help with heat. The next thing we're going to talk about is the qi stagnation. That's where energy is stuck in your gut or in your center, which we're going to consider as your gut for today. So in order for your digestive system to take the food in and move it down and move it out, there has to be an open flow. And if there's something stuck, it's like a pipe in a house. If there's something stuck in there, then it can't go down. The food cannot go down. So what qi stagnation is when there's something stuck in there, nothing big, but just something, let's say qi stagnation is more mild. There's something stuck in there. And the types of things that make you stuck, just anything that makes you stress or bear down, that's going to slow down your blood flow, and it's going to eventually make something stick. So that's qi stagnation. And again, to review, it's when you have qi stagnation, it's hard to have a bowel movement. You'll belch because the stuff needs to go down, but there's something stuck, so it comes back up. So you'll belch, or you'll vomit, or you'll feel really distended or bloated. And you may not want to eat because things aren't going downward. Usually your tongue will be pale or red. You'll have a coating on your tongue, like a greasy kind of coating on your tongue. And it's just uncomfortable. And the types of things you can do, we talked about earlier, which is letting go of anger, and getting over irritability, working through those emotions, also courage and decision making. Now I'm going to read you a list of foods that you can eat to help with qi stagnation. Remember, chew it up. So, beef, cherries, chicken, coconut, dates, tofu, rice, squash, potato, red beans, basil, dill, garlic, and what did I miss? Button mushrooms. Those can all help with qi stagnation, I'm sorry. And the next is qi deficiency, which is you don't have enough energy. So maybe nothing is stuck, but there's just not enough energy for your digestive system to take in the food, break it down, and move it through. So you don't have enough gas in your tank. And in this case, you don't have enough energy to push the stool out. You don't have enough energy to poop. You might have sweats or shortness of breath. Your body just doesn't feel good. You'll be fatigued after a bowel movement. You'll be fatigued after you eat, if you do eat. Your stool is not necessarily dry or hard. It'll be in little puffs. I know you've had puff poop before. It's like cheese puff poop, but it's usually brown. You'll have that kind of poop. Normally you'll be kind of pale. You just won't feel good when you have qi deficiency. If any of you have ever been off of your thyroid medication or not had a thyroid, you know what this feels like. You're just exhausted, and anything seems like too much. I mean, if you don't have the energy to poop, then you probably don't have the energy to do things for other people or clean the house or whatever it is that we push ourselves to do. You probably just need to stay home and rest and take care of yourself and have people help you. This is the time to ask for help. All right. And the look of this, of qi deficiency, is just kind of like So you're kind of holding your gut. You don't really feel very good, and you're just kind of sad. You don't have the energy to even smile. Of course, there are levels of intensity of this, but this is on an extreme scale. Rest is the number one suggestion to get over this chi deficiency. And then food that you can eat is grapes, fish, potatoes, sweet rice in moderation, carp, carrots, ham, green beans, dates, squash, and I say carp, so fish. Just make sure you're chewing it up enough that it digests. And then we'll talk about blood deficiency. And blood deficiency is that it's like nourishment deficiency. Like your body is not nourished, your muscles aren't nourished, your skin isn't nourished. So and it could be anemia as well. It could be that simple. It could be anemia. So that's something to check. But normally people can get dizzy, or they'll have heart palpitations, they'll have a pale face, a pale tongue, dry skin. And the main prescription for this is to get rest. Sorry about my phone, I should have turned that off. But anyway, get plenty of rest. And then these are foods that you can eat to help boost your blood. Abalone, asparagus, cuttlefish, egg, white fungus or mushroom, liver, grapes, fish, oysters, beef, cherries, and longanberries. And again, chew those up really good so you do get the nourishment from them. Then there is yang deficiency or cold stool. It's two different things, but we're going to talk about it as one. Basically, it's cold in the system, and our bodies need to be warm, 98.6 degrees. So if there's cold in the system doesn't work right. It slows everything down. I mean, think about what cold does to things. Like water that's running, as it freezes, it slows down. Those types of things. So that's how your stool, what's going to happen to your stool if you have cold. So you're going to tend to have drier stool. It's hard to get out. It can be painful. Your urination will be clear usually because there's no heat in it, so it's just clear, and usually there's a lot of it. Your limbs will be cold. You won't want to be out in the cold. You're one of those people that are wrapped up in a blanket when everyone around you is in shorts and a t-shirt. So you could also have aching in your low back. You could have sexual dysfunction, some issues with sex. That's all yang deficiency or cold, mostly. Well, we'll just say, we're going to pretend like it's the same thing, but it's not. Normally, your tongue will be blue or purplish. And you can push and push and push, and nothing wants to come out. And the types of foods that are warming for this, and you got to go easy on these because you don't want to upset the balance, but cayenne, dill, fennel, ginger, anise, a little bit of wine, mustard seed, celery, oregano, basil, adzuki beans, and soybean sprouts. Those are all foods you can eat to help warm the system. So now we'll talk about the tongue. So a normal tongue is pink with a little bit of a coating. And a tongue with heat is red usually and dry. And a tongue with cold is usually purple or bluish, or purple or bluish. And you can have a coating. And the chi deficiency, usually there's scallops along the outside of the tongue. Let's see if I have scallops today. That means chi deficiency. So that helps you figure out what type of stool you're having and what area you need to work in. Also, a coating almost always means something wrong with your digestion. So if you're noticing more of a coat on your tongue recently, that means that you're eating something. That probably means that you're eating something that's not agreeing with you. We won't go over all of the different types of tongue, but those are the, oh, and then the blood deficient tongue is usually pale. There's one more thing we can talk about with the poop, and that is the smell. So if it smells burnt, like a fire or something has been burned, then we're usually talking about your fire channels, which are your heart and small intestine, and something we call a triple burner. And I said heart, small intestine, triple burner, and pericardium, which is the covering of your heart. So it would be one of those meridian systems that are affected if your poop smells burnt. If it smells sour, then we're talking more liver gallbladder. If it smells sweet, then we're talking more spleen, stomach. If it smells kind of like moldy or stagnant water, then we're talking more kidney and bladder. And then if it smells more metallic, then we're talking more lung and large intestine. So, as you can probably guess, this gets really complicated, but it's good to know these things. It's good to know that you can watch your tongue and see if your tongue is changing, and that there are ways to combat poop issues, and it's okay to talk about your poop. In fact, if you go see an acupuncturist, a Chinese medical provider, we want you to talk about your poop. We want to know these things because it helps us know what's going on inside your body. So if you ever want to talk about your poop, call an acupuncturist and make an appointment. Don't just ask them over the phone. Anyway, there are herbs for this. There are acupuncture points for all of this. So if your poop isn't Mr. Floaty Banana, then you got some work to do. And if you need help with that, you can call me. And if you like this video and you want to help me get through these times of need, just click my PayPal link below and help me out. I would appreciate that. If you have any questions, let's do my email. Let's do my website. Just go to my website and go to contact me. And my website is OKAcuHerbs. So OKAcuHerbs.org. And I'd be happy to talk to you. Anyway, thanks everyone. I hope you enjoyed the show. And, well, I was going to eat some more poop, but I'm not really hungry for it. So I hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you later.